Uh, Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, I just gotta make sure everything's working fine. Oh, oh, this is just awful. Okay, I think I've got this now. And hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all that rainbow in between and beyond. This is El Vencedor showing his face. Why am I showing my face? You must be asking. It's because today I want to have a real talk with you guys. If you're wondering why my chair is so noisy, it's because it's old and it's noisy. I don't know what else. I can't afford a new one. It's not even a good chair, I'll tell you this. It gives me backaches. Gives me backaches. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic here because today I want to have a real talk with you guys because I recently had a bad experience and it really gave me the oh hey Emilio, how are you? Really gave me feelings about things, about who I am as a person and what I stand for, that sort of thing. I know this stream is not going to be watched a lot, but it doesn't matter. I'm this is my channel. I'm going to express myself any way I want, and I'm going to express myself like this. So not too recently, actually quite recently, I was watching a streamer, fellow streamer, and I said hello to her, which is what I always do. I always greet streamers when I watch their stuff. I just find that polite. And I noticed that she was not exactly happy that I was there. In fact, she actually grimaced. She actually made, oh, it's El Vencedor, and she made this face. Now I'm autistic. I'll be the first to admit that, and I can't read faces that well, but even I could tell that was not a happy face. And I know that was not a happy face because when I usually greet streamers, they're actually happy to see me because that's something I prioritize. I prioritize being a good audience member. I prioritize trying to be good to other people. So it was a shock to me to be treated this way, to be treated with such disdain that I felt unwelcomed on that stream. I am not saying names. I am not naming names. Shh, don't ask me names. I will not tell. The reason for that is because I do not want anything bad to happen to other people. Now, the problem is, I could not figure out why this person would be so hostile to me until I remembered something. I said that I believed in something. I had some certain religious beliefs that were quite different from hers. And I think that she took that negatively, for lack of a better word. She did not seem very open to the idea of people having my beliefs in particular. I'll explain my beliefs in a little while, okay? But then that's not what's too important right now. What is important is how this made me feel. You know, I was otherized. I was made to feel unwelcome on the stream, and that hurt my feelings. I did not like that very much. And I know a lot of people are gonna say, well, you should, put your big boy pants on. Don't be such a weenie about it. I know, maybe they're right. Maybe they have a point. Maybe this is me being too, for lack of a better word, emotional about this. Maybe I should just, let it go, like Elsa says all the time. I butchered that song. I gotta stop singing now. Yeah, I'll stop singing now. I don't. I'm being silly. But in all honesty, in all honesty, my feelings were hurt. Not just because I was otherized. I mean, I'm used to that. I've been otherized all my life. I've been discriminated against. I've been I've been left out. I've been put on the side. I've been bullied. I've been physically beaten for being different. I've been ostracized. Did I already say that? I think I already did. That doesn't matter. The point is, I am used to that. What I am not used to, what I don't like seeing is being otherized for something that I find matters to me. To me personally, that is my beliefs. I have a lot of beliefs actually, and in the past, I probably would have changed my beliefs just for the sake of acceptance, because that would have been easier for me, easier for my survival. That's what happens to the marginalized, what I'm saying? We want so badly to be accepted, to have some peace, that we change who we are, what we are, just for the just to have half of what other people get for no effort. You know what I'm saying? The problem is something I learned the hard way in life is that you can't. Hey Maria, how are you? Is that you can't live like that. You cannot bow down to those who want to step on you, because that just makes it easier for them to step on you. That's what they want you to do. They want you on your knees so that they can walk on your back. And they want you whimpering because that's what makes them feel strong. You can't do that. You cannot change your beliefs just because people don't like them. You can only change your beliefs if they are proven wrong, or if the core of your person no longer aligns with those beliefs. Thank you, Maria. Thank you. Yeah, amen. And I hold some beliefs that I I forged, for lack of a better word, again, I don't know what's wrong with my vocabulary tonight, from my life experiences and from what my father taught me. My father taught me respect for other people, including especially people who are different from me. Sorry, my head is itchy. My father taught me to respect others. My father taught me that if I wanted to have peace, to live in peace, I had to practice respect for others, that I could not otherize others just because they were different from me. Hate has no room in the heart of someone who tries to live a good life. There's no room for hatred here. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I don't even know what you mean, Maria. But blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. So it's always a shock to me to find myself being discriminated for core beliefs and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, I am a mess tonight. I forgot to take my pill. I'll take my pill later. That's another thing. I'm neurodivergent, and I need to take a pill so that I can reach a modicum of normality. My brain can't function the same way most people's brains can. It's too random sometimes. It's too unfocused sometimes and too hyper focused other times. And when that happens, I'm a mess. So I take these pills. They're called Lexapro. They're antidepressants. and they help me not be too sad in my life. I take them once a day, every day. Okay. Anyway, my problem is I'm not normal for a definition of the word normal. And I know that I'm someone who is difficult to fit in. I have difficulties fitting in. So I know people won't always like me. I know I won't always be welcomed in a group. There are groups I should not belong to, groups I cannot belong to. And that's okay. But to be discriminated against, that is not okay. You know, to be judged based on religious beliefs, on mental conditions, physical conditions, things I cannot control, or even things I can control. That's not okay. Respect is a lot of people have a misunderstanding of what respect is. People think that respect is submission to authority. Well, that is a definition of respect. But another definition of respect is holding another person in a sort of esteem, treating a person like a human being. That's the second definition of respect. And that's what I want. I want to be treated like a human being. I don't like being rejected. No one likes being rejected unless they are being rejected by someone you previously reject. And that's a part of that I want to get to later. Okay. Anyway, my point is that when that happened, I did some soul searching, and I found out, I don't like keeping myself quiet when I find that something is very important. I don't like holding my tongue when I know something needs to be said. So I will be the one. I'll be someone who speaks up. And I cannot be afraid of the consequences. I cannot be afraid of dismissal, of rejection, just because what I have to say won't be liked. Because if I live that way, that's me getting on my knees and letting others step on me. I can't live like that. You can't live like that. You should not live like that. Don't live like that. I've lived like that in my past. It did not give me any peace. It did not make me any friends. All it made me was a target for discrimination. I want to explain better what happened with that streamer whom this very morning I have unsubscribed from that person. I once commented that I believed in Gnosticism. That is a very, very different sect of Christianity, very different from what most of you may have heard about. And that streamer, did not like hearing that. I saw her grimace. I saw her make this face. I think this is a grimace. I think it's the same thing. I'm not sure. She stopped being friendly to me after that. I've hung out with a few of her streams after that. And when she didn't ignore me, she would make a grimace when she saw my name. And I got a feeling that that was happening. That she was rejecting me for believing in Gnosticism, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous to reject someone based on a belief that personal. This is not even this is not even about hold on. Let me rearrange my head here. It's blah blah blah. Oh. Everybody has a different faith. We are a pluralistic society in a pluralistic world, and we all have different beliefs. And these beliefs form a core of our identities. And we hold these beliefs either A, because we were raised that way, or B, because those beliefs are of great importance to us. My beliefs, I hold them because they're very important to me. And what is it that I believe in? Well, I believe in the freedom of thought. I believe everybody has the right to think things, to think for themselves, to not let other people take my pill and try again. I don't have time for that pill right now. I don't have time for the pill right now. I'm running on fumes here. Don't worry, don't worry. Ah, now I. Oh yes, I believe in letting people think for themselves. I think that's a very important thing to hold on to because there will always be those who want to control how you think, what you think. They want to brainwash you. They want you to think like them because that is what makes you easier to control. You cannot live that like that. You have to think for yourself. You have to be unafraid to ask questions. You have to be unafraid of looking at the evidence that you see before you. And you have to look at everything and come to your own conclusions. And if those conclusions are very, very different from what you were raised to think, that's not terrible. That's not bad. That's only bad for those who want to control you. And if your conclusion is wrong, then people owe it to you to explain to you how it's wrong. They owe it to you to explain what you missed. And you owe it to yourself to consider everything, to jump to your own conclusions. If you have a faith, let it be your faith. If you have a relationship with the divine, let it be your relationship with the divine. Even if it's no relationship at all, it has to be based on your findings, on your conclusions. And nobody has the right to judge you for that. And those who do are simply afraid that the conclusions they have been force fed might be wrong. That's the real truth about fundamentalism, about fundamentalist thought. It always comes from someone else, and you are forced to accept it. And if you question it, you are threatening someone's power over you and over the community. Hey, Casey Grandpa, how are you doing? Welcome to my stream. I'm just having a real talk with people over here. Now, in regards to politics, this applies to politics as well. Everyone has different lived experience. Everyone has a different lives. And everyone has to look at what they know to be true and come to their own conclusions and support what they think is best, not just for themselves, but for everyone. The thing about living in a society is that number one, no one is always 100% correct. And number two, everyone doesn't like knowing that they're not 100% correct. No one likes knowing that. No one likes believing that. Hey, Emilio, yeah, subscribe to Casey Grandpa. He's a very good Minecraft streamer, and he streams other stuff. My mind is blank right now. I can't remember what else he streams. Ah, well, don't be afraid to think for yourself. That is what I'm trying to say here. But also, And this is another point I wanted to make. Don't go around judging other people for what they believe in. If you see people like Muslims, okay, you see Muslims, you see them wearing their clothing, let them be. You see them praying on the Friday, let them be. That's their life. You live your life, man. Don't worry about anything else. Worry that they treat you right, and then worry that you treat them right. Oh, thank you, Casey Grandpa, thank you. Because in this life, man, we are all different. We're also very different. We're not all the same. We're not little houses made of tiki taki living in the suburbs. We're people. And every person is an individual being, someone who has lived life very differently from you. And you know why we can't get along? It's because there are people who don't want to get along. They don't want to make the effort of learning about others, of learning to respect others. They just want easy answers. They just want to be force fed everything they need to believe in without question, without doing the work, the hard work of coming to their own conclusions. They just take other people's conclusions and say, well, I agree with that person. That person agrees with me. No, no, no. You're not agreeing with anyone. You are echoing someone. And when your thoughts are an echo, they start getting dimmer and dimmer until eventually you have nothing to stand on. You have nothing to stand on if all your thoughts are an echo. And I know why that is. I know why some people just let themselves believe what others want them to believe. Because that's what's easy. That is what's easy. One time, this is something that stuck with me when I was a young boy. And one time I went to church, Catholic church. I was raised Catholic. And the priest told me that there are two different types of faith, the faith of the child and the faith of the adult. And the faith of the child is the faith that has to believe in everything because that's what makes the world make sense. Why is there a sky? Well, God made the sky. Why is there a fire? Well, that comes from God. Why? Where do we come from? From God, and blah blah blah, and etc. 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 And when those challenges are, when those beliefs are challenged, the child gets hostile because challenging those beliefs equals challenging everything that their whole view, their whole person. But the faith of the adult is something different. An adult believes because they want to, because they find that it's important to them. And when those beliefs are challenged, the adult can defend them with varying degrees of success. Various degrees of success. But normally, an adult can tell you why it's important, that why what they believe is important to them. Sometimes the answer is amazing, and you start reconsidering what you believe in. And sometimes the answer, you just go, I don't think I agree with that. Oh. But no matter what, the important thing is they have an answer. And it's an answer that comes from inside of them. This is something that we Gnostics believe in. We believe in the inner spark, the divine spark that's within us. It's in here. Well, not in here, probably in here. I don't know where it is. This is a shell. This is a shell. And what's inside is what's important. We believe that the divine spark within us holds memories, holds reasons for everything. And we need to look inside ourselves for answers to this whole crazy world. And that's hard. That's very hard. because a lot of people don't want to look inside. And the reason for that is because, well, a lot of people are very afraid to look inside and find nothing, nothing at all. They are afraid to look inside themselves and find that their shells are empty, empty of knowledge, empty of truth. That the truths that they found were just outside truths, health truths, probably lies, and they have nothing to stand on. They have nothing to build them. So they turned outside to the world around them. And there and outside they find the answers. Outside they find meaning to everything. But all that does is distract people from what they should be doing. That's something that I said to myself a long time ago. No, I do not like outside answers. I want my answers. I want real answers. And that's what I've been doing ever since I became an adult. I've been looking for answers regarding everything, including how to treat other people. Like I said, I have been discriminated my whole life. And that taught me something. That taught me not only that people were unjust and unkind, they are this by choice. Because I have that choice too. I have the choice to be unkind. And I equally have the choice to be kind. And there's no reason for me to choose not being kind. I can be firm, however, but being firm and being unkind are not the same. Sometimes being firm can seem unkind. And that's when you have to that's when your firmness has to be self-defensive because you're defending yourself from someone who is trying to attack you, either physically, emotionally, anyway. That's the truth I learned. That's one truth I learned. You can be kind and you can be unkind. That is your choice. You can love or you can hate. Your choice. You can live in ignorance or you can seek knowledge. Your choice. Always your choice. And that leads me to another topic I want to talk about, which is owning your choices. You gotta own up to what you are and who you are. Hold on, Casey Grandpa says something. But really depends on how you were brought up and the people you had around as a kid. That is true. And I'll be honest, I had some positive people in my life and a whole lot of negative people. One time, when I was in fifth grade, I was walking home. I was walking from my music class to the science class, and a bunch of kids decided, hey, you know what's fun? Let's get that autistic kid and knock him to the ground. And that's what they did. They knocked me to the ground. I almost hit my head on a rock. Would have hit my head on the rock if I didn't have my backpack on. 1 inch. My head was 1 inch away from the ground. Actually, no, because an inch is like this, and my head was like this close to the ground. Could have crushed my head open. And the one time I fought back against someone, guess who got in trouble with the principal? This guy. So yeah, it really depends on how you grow up. Which leads me to this is gonna be a topic I'm gonna talk about in a little bit, okay? Because I want to talk about owning who you are. What does it mean to own who you are? Well, in my experience, in Puerto Rico we have a saying: "A lo hecho, dale pecho." Own up to what you do. Don't make excuses for it. Don't pretend it wasn't you. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself and for your own actions. There's this cartoon. Yeah, people can really affect you. There's this cartoon, BoJack Horseman. I wonder if you guys have seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. But be careful if you see it. It's depressing. Anyway, there's an episode. One of the characters makes a speech to the main character, BoJack Horseman, and he says, "It's not the shitty things that happen to you in your in your childhood. It's not the alcohol. It's not the drugs. It's you. The problem is you." And that's the whole truth. At the end of the day, you cannot make excuses. Not for the things you do, not for the things you believe in. You cannot make excuses. You have to own up. And you have to own up to the things you do. And that includes the way you subtly or the way you intentionally or not hurt others. One time, one time I attended, I was watching this show, this Christian show, and a priest was giving a sermon, and he was talking about Cain and Abel. You know the story. Cain was jealous of Abel. Cain kills Abel. God asks, "Hey, where's your brother?" Cain says, "I don't know." And God says, you did it. And Cain, but before that, Cain asks, "Hey, what am I? My brother's keeper?" That was the first question mankind ever asked God, according to the Christian Bible. And the priest then said, "What's the rest of the Bible if not an answer to that question? Am I my brother's keeper?" The rest of the Bible says, "You pretty much are. I am my brother's keeper." And what that means is I have to take on a role of helping others, of helping to take care of others. That doesn't mean you have to break yourself helping others. Don't send yourself to the poorhouse, or don't give your house away if you have one to other people. Preserve yourself, but don't be one to turn away help when others need it. Because we're all in this together, and we're all alone in this together. And we got to take care of each other because we are all we have. We're all what we have. And we need to learn to respect other people, even if they are born different from us, even if they love differently from us, if they look different, if they believe differently, if they speak another language. There cannot be any room for hate in what you have here, not just in your heart, but in your divine center. And I am very, very, very sad and very sorry that that streamer that I followed did not know that. I am very, very disappointed to know that that streamer could judge a person, judge anyone for their religious beliefs. And I'm very, very sad that we cannot have a civil discussion or even be civil to one another. But the truth of the matter is, you cannot reach everyone. You cannot convince everyone. There will always be people who will look down on you, who will reject you, who will set you aside and make you feel like you are wrong just for what you are. And they'll try to convince you that you are wrong too. But don't let that happen to you. Always be clear on what you stand for and what you stand against. I know what I stand for, and I'm going to tell you right now. I stand for the right for people to live their own lives and make their own decisions. I stand for the freedom for people to live their own lives, to be free from want, to be free from fear, to be free to be who they are, so long as they bring no harm to others. That's a very important part. If you are a member of the LGBTQ plus community, if you are a neurodivergent, if you are physically disabled, there is nothing about you that makes you deserving of scorn, of rejection. If anything, you are worthy of our effort to help you exist in this world, in this society. And those of us who disagree with that are the ones who are failing our fellow man and failing that above. And that's what I stand for. And I refuse to apologize for that. And I refuse to get on my knees and make myself smaller so that bigots can feel more comfortable stepping on others. I ain't doing that. I've done that before. It's not happening again. I hope that you will consider my words today and reconsider how you live. Well, this is El Vencedor saying thank you for watching. I'm sorry this was a sermon. uh, if you like tonight's stream, give it a like. If you want more, subscribe. I promise I don't really do this very often. I'm mostly an entertainer. I stream video games. That's what I stream. I stream video games. So if you want to see that, give me a subscribe, okay? And I'll see you guys next time. Good night. And take good care of yourselves and each other.